Hello and welcome to episode 22 of our retail review inside 35 Plus Where to Shop, where every week we showcase our favourite brands and retailers based on style, personality, body shape, colour palette and dress code. I'm Fiona Keary and I'm going to share with you one of my favourites, and I say it every week, but they all are because they're right for everybody. Well, every different style, personality, so there'll be something right for you out there. And this week, we're taking a look at COS. Now, COS is, I like to call it a sister brand, maybe slightly wiser and more ageless sister brand of H&M. So it was established back in 2007 with its flagship store on Regent Street in London, and that's where I first came across COS, although I didn't really buy anything until I came back here to Australia in late 2010. And so COS is not online. It is online over in Europe, but like H&M here, it is not online. And so it is one of those places that I have to be travelling interstate in order for me to buy those pieces. So for those of you who live in other capital cities around Australia, fine. For Canberrans, it might be a little bit tricky. You might have to do a little bit of a shopping trip to find it. COS is, how would I describe it? Very classic, but with a modern contemporary edgy twist. They love playing with volume and really interesting, tailoring in detail for their pieces. So when we talk about the style personality for COS, it is very much that classic, that natural, it looks effortless, but they've got that little creative vibe. And I would almost say rebellious and dramatic as well. So if you are someone who likes a little bit of drama or something that's just that little bit edgier, then COS is definitely somewhere to check out. When it comes to colour palette, the reason I've included all of it here is because I would actually say in terms of colour, they really stick to what we call your core or your neutral colours. So think your whites, blacks, greys, navy, beige, taupe, camel, all those warm and cool neutrals. And what you'll see happen is season to season, they'll update with pops of seasonal colour. So you'll see more of your autumnal rusts and olives come through in autumn. You'll see now you've got those powder blues and also pastel pinks coming through for summer. And in winter we have a couple more jewel tones, and then in spring we've got some of those bright, vibrant yellows and things like that, or ochres coming through too. So it is very much a great place to invest in your core or neutral colours, and then seeing those seasonal pops of colour come through as well. When it comes to body shape, look, it will work for just about every body shape, but this place is the place for the rectangle body shape. So if you are someone who really likes clean, straight, simple lines, with a little bit maybe of interesting A-line detail or flare, both up the top or down the bottom, then this is the place for you. So they are much straighter cuts. You will notice in their lookbook, which I'll show you in a moment, that they do have things that have some definition around the waist. So it's great if you're an hourglass, triangle, or also inverted triangle. However, I would say most of the straight cuts are going to be perfect for that super versatile rectangle body shape. When it comes to sizing, they do start from a 6 to a 12, so they do have a limited size range. However, what I would say, having bought pieces myself, for those pieces that are not fitted or semi-fitted, the sizing is probably a little bit larger than what I would guess that traditional size would be. So I would say probably if you are a 14 to 16, you will find pieces here as well. If you are a 6 or an 8, you may find that for those boxier or straighter pieces, you will need to go down a size, or for a 6, it might be a little bit on the larger size. Again, it depends on your style personality. You may prefer to wear things a little bit larger as well. When it comes to price points, you won't see this on their website. I actually had to give them a call and make sure we were up to date with the price points here. So you're starting at about $99 for a jersey dress. And you can spend anywhere up to about $250 for a dress. So it is sort of that medium range when it comes to price points. And the range will depend on the fabric and the amount of construction work that has gone into the piece. For pants, you're starting about $115. Tops, you're looking at from $29 for like a basic tee, and again, it will go up further depending on whether you go for a blouse. So blouses range from $59 up to $115. And then for jackets, you're starting at about $225. And obviously for coats and things with, wool, cashmere, etc., you will be looking a little bit further than that in the price point. So as I mentioned before, and sorry, we're having something going skew with my slide here, if they're not available online, you can check them out online and see where their stores are. However, they are not available online at this stage. However, if you do subscribe to their emails, you'll see all their current stock that's coming through. They do have stores in Brisbane. They have 2 stores in Sydney. I think they've actually got 3 stores in Melbourne, in the city, Armidale and Chadstone, and then 1 store in Perth as well. And they have a 30-day return policy. So let's take a look at the lookbook, because they don't have individual items on the website, but just so you can have a little bit of an idea of what they offer, because I love this brand for people who are that classic natural, just need something that's a little bit edgy. And I've got lots of clients who absolutely love it for the quality and the construction as well. So let's take a look. So I just wanted to show you sort of the overall vibe of COS, because even though I might describe it in words, it's not until you really see it that it makes more sense as to what the actual vibe and things, because I know quite a few people are quite visual about this. So you can see it's very classic construction, but they're adding a twist. In particular, you can see here with the type of leather or fabric that they're using in the skirt. And you can see they really do play with the volume. So, you're taking a top or blouse, putting the pocket on an asymmetrical angle, adding a lot more detail to the sleeve and adding volume there. So again, it's about remembering where you want to add volume and where you want to take it away. So for example, this top for a triangle would be perfect, because what we're often trying to do is create width across the top half of our body and streamline or narrow the bottom half of our body. So this would need to be paired, for example, with really skinny pants or jeans with that. And you can see there's lots of detail in the tailoring, but they're just either exaggerating it or pushing it just that little bit further as well. And you can even see with like the knits and tops, they'll do that too. And you can see just taking a twist on a classic pinafore and changing it up with changing the waistband and the pleating down the bottom as well, pairing it with a tailored shirt underneath. If we look at the collections, you can see we've got those beautiful pinks coming through. And again, from the top, you're looking at this classic shirt. However, they've added like an asymmetrical detail to it and a lot of volume at the back as well to really change it up and make it that little bit edgier. They are actually doing swimwear this season, which I'm really excited about. And again, really classic lines there and some interesting detail. And they also stock men's and children's, not at every store, so you will need to check that as well. So what I find is if you click through each of these particular collections, you'll see the detail there. But you can see we're going into more of our wider leg or culotte pants, and again, a classic white shirt, changing it up with that seaming down the front, a little bit of ruching just underneath the bust, and having the sleeves a little bit more exaggerated as well. The other thing I really like about COS, and particularly visiting their stores, given that so much is online now, I love that when they choose a store, they actually look at the architectural interest of the building that they're going to put their store in. So take a look, if you have a chance, online to where they have their stores, because they're really beautiful. So it's a really great environment to shop in as well. So you can see coming into summer, we've got these softer pastel tones coming in, which is very appropriate for that summer collection, because that's what summer colours are, those cool and muted softer colours coming through. And likewise, I mean, this is the children's collection, but they do bring in those vivid pops as well, which is what we're seeing come through in spring. I also just want to show you the lookbook for this season. So the thing to bear in mind with the website is that you may not see the exact pieces. This is sort of the lookbook and the concept. And in particular, they've already got autumn winter 18 here, which is what we'll actually get through in our autumn winter 19. So it's just that that's the collection that's being released in Europe and North America at the moment, and we'll see that coming into store later. So I just want to give you a little sneak peek of that too. But again, you can see that detail, the difference in the tailoring, mixing it up a little bit, you know, with that detail with the hem. So things that have just got that little quirky edge to them and that gorgeous, edgy, very modern contemporary tailoring. So what we're seeing coming through then for autumn winter, as I scroll down a little bit further, just bear with me and you can take a little look yourself, is we're seeing those really rich autumnal deep tones coming through, and pieces that are still very tailored and contemporary, but have a little bit more of that sort of suiting vibe to it as well. So we can see that this is like that very deep, reddy, plum brown sort of colour coming through, and our olive greens and deep charcoals as well. And, you know, things again with a twist, the jumper having almost like a dropped waist. You could actually wear that as a dress if you wanted to. You know, the back of a winter dress that has that sort of detail through, and a skirt with a zip just to the side to give it a little kick out there too. So we're seeing a lot of those deep forest greens, those rusty reds into the rusty browns and maroon colours coming through for next winter as well. So they're just a few of the pieces that I wanted to show you, but it's definitely worth having a look in store. So if you are someone who is classic, natural, with a little bit of an edge, and even if you don't have the edge, you're still going to find some classic and natural pieces at COS. We hope we've introduced you to something that's a little bit new and gets you excited about trying something a little bit different. So remembering that they're in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane and Perth. Worth it if you're planning a shopping weekend to make a little side trip to COS. And they'll be a little bit out of the way. They're not usually in a mall other than Chadstone, just to try that. So if you want to find out more retailers that are going to be right for you or brands, visit 35plusweartoshop.com and you can download our free retail guide. And there we classify retailers by body shape, dress code, style, personality and colour palette. And if you're not watching this in our Facebook group, pop over and join us at 35 Plus Where to Shop, where we're all helping each other out to find the perfect pieces for you. I'll see you next week. Take care. Bye.